Well, ladies and gentlemen, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed an entire month from February to March. That's always a good sign of a game when they keep pushing back the release date. I don't really know what to say at this point. Like, at one opportunity, you could cancel the game. Like, right now, you could be like, we're canceling the game, we're pulling it back, we're revamping, we're making changes. We're getting rid of Yasuke. Like, if you were to do a full Sonic the Hedgehog on this game, and you're like, okay, we're pulling this back. We're changing the release date. We're not coming out until holiday 2025. We're changing everything. Like, we're taking the aesthetics of the game, like the place and time and everything, but we're reworking the main character to be a Japanese fighting age male, and you took out the female character, and you basically just had like a Japanese version of like Ezio or Altair, and you put that game out there with no microtransactions and stuff, you might actually be able to pull this out. But the thing is, the number of right decisions you would have to make at this point, it's pretty amazing that you managed to find yourself in a position this bad, this weak, and this absolutely inept. You have an Assassin's Creed game. People have a nostalgic feeling about the game. They want to like the game. You're taking place in Japan. People want to like that as well. You had so many opportunities with this game, and to basically abort it the way that you have, just on a number of different levels, and then not listen to feedback and not listen to the reaction, it's kind of stunning. So let's read this post. Dear players, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to our incredible fans, what fans, and dedicated teams for your unwavering support. Who is unwavering in their support of this game? Since our announcement in September to fully refine and polish Assassin's Creed Shadows, you can't polish a turd. Since November, we've been thrilled to share our progress through gameplay overviews, and the overwhelming excitement has been truly expiring. Soon, bankruptcy inspire has truly inspired us. Each week has brought valuable feedback from our community. Has it? I mean, the feedback is valuable, but the feedback is also that you're doing everything wrong. While we've already made remarkable strides, we believe a few additional weeks are needed to implement that feedback and ensure an even more ambitious and engaging day one experience. Oh my gosh. So there's going to be a massive day one patch, I'm predicting, for those who bought the physical edition. But it's so unbelievable to me that you could find yourself in this position. It doesn't even take a genius level IQ to figure out that if you're making a game in feudal Japan, that you should have somebody from feudal Japan, a Japanese fighting age male, not a black character that you elevated to this legendary samurai status because you want to feel good about yourself as a Western company, rewriting Japanese history. No, I mean actually going to work and making a character that is reflective of that particular time period, of that particular individual, or making them up. But not having them be black, having them be Japanese. That is the only appropriate thing to do. Unless you're going to do like a Way of the Samurai story or something like that, where some European comes in and, you know, basically Tom Cruises it up. And by the way, what I will say is, for all you leftoid retards out there, Tom Cruise was not the last samurai. The movie was not about him being the last samurai. That's the whole point. The last samurai was the guy who died looking at the cherry blossoms. I can't remember his names. Like Yamamoto. He was the last samurai, not Tom Cruise. People like, if Tom Cruise was a white man, he was the last samurai. No, you absolute mongoloid. So let's see. Accordingly, the new release date is March 20th, 2025. We remain committed to delivering a high quality, immersive experience fostered by ongoing dialogue between our players and development team. You see, if I didn't know your company's reputation, if I didn't know the things you had said, I'd be optimistic about that. And I'd say, okay, let's open a dialogue. But no, you don't want a dialogue. You don't actually want to do what's necessary to make the game what it could and should be. We know you're eager to learn more about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And listen, when you've messed up as bad as you have, why use language like this that people can see through instantly? Why not just be honest? Why not have a purely honest conversation? This was just fluff for your investors. This means nothing. Oh, well, we were inspired by the positive excitement. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Just be honest. You've been shitting yourself because your game is an abomination and there's so much writing on it. You went full in on the DEI wokeness. That was a mistake. That was a problem. If you were to come out and just be honest, like, look, we were taken in by this DEI stuff. We embraced it. We didn't really understand the full scope and magnitude of the issue that this represents and brings. We've gone back to the drawing board. We are going to be removing these elements from the game completely. We want to create a more authentic experience for gamers. So we're going to be removing Yasuke from the game, removing whatever the female character's name. We're going to be going back to the drawing board and coming up with a character that meets the expectations of the fans. If you did that, you would be met with celebration, praise. People would be nervous and apprehensive because you don't have any trust built up, you don't have any faith, but they would look at you and say, well, this is a step in the right direction. And then if you came out with something that was worthwhile, that looked good, that was innovative, people would give you support. But this seems like you're kicking the can down the road and that you don't really want to listen and that you just want to get it out. But you want to get it out in the right time period where it's away from other games, maybe. You're trying to pick your spot. Well, maybe there's a lull in the market and we can get people to just buy the game because they're bored. I got to tell you, it's not going to work. People are not going to spend $80 to $120 on your game, if not more, for something that is obviously going to be inferior work based on everything that we're seeing, and you're trying to trick people into buying your game. It's just not going to work. And the moment that you realize that and actually start working towards, you actually start working towards giving your customers what you know they want, and I would say what they deserve. The moment you do that, you're going to see a better overall return on investment, and you're going to see an overall increase in productivity. And I think at the end of the day, the employees that you don't have to lay off are going to thank you. Because the situation is dire for you. You have backed yourself into an impossible corner by a series of blunders that a blind man could have avoided. Marvel Rivals right now is absolutely killing it because it's a fun game. It has characters that people know, which you're a big name. You're Assassin's Creed. You're Ubisoft. Or at least you used to be. You have that potential. But they also added in hot chicks, women who were physically attractive, big tits, big hips, revealing outfits that look nice, that guys and girls can get into. You had the opportunity to do the same thing, and you decided to do what a lot of these Western studios are doing, which is to go the full censorship route, to go the DEI route, to go the route of trying to make it hyper realistic and bastardizing every ounce of history and whitewashing it, turning it into this weird, faux reality. It's, Yasuke was a historical figure. No, he wasn't. He was a curiosity. And this may be tough for some people to hear. Yasuke was not a samurai. He wasn't. Nobunaga was a very eccentric person. He basically took this guy like a pet. He was with him. But he wasn't a noble. He wasn't a lord. It's like this guy was a curiosity. It was like part of the traveling circus. And the fact that people are so desperate to try to turn it into something it's not, and using a video game to do it, is just further elaboration that you don't understand your market, or if you do, you are intentionally causing division and issues and problems where they don't belong, and causing yourself more problems in the long run. I'm just here to tell you that if you wanted to have an Assassin's Creed Shadows game that was successful, you could have done anything but what you did. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a shorter video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.